Well, the RSL and other defence experts have suggested that this would stretch Australia's military assets too far, that it's not the right place to be sending our military personnel. You mentioned some of the other ministers trying to walk this back, but Anthony Albanese is the Prime Minister. He's put this on the agenda yesterday. Surely we need to hear a clear correction from him. Otherwise, we still have that out there that we're potentially part of a peacekeeping force in Ukraine.
But Chris, I just think he keeps making these gaffes. He made it in relation to what happened around the Chinese vessels as well, completely misled the Australian public. Again, he was either out of his depth or hadn't been properly briefed, or maybe both. And it doesn't provide that assurance, the reassurance that Australians require. Australians want from their Prime Minister, particularly in the area of national security, somebody who knows what they're talking about and somebody who has the ability to stand up for our national interest. And the Prime Minister seems to, I don't know, just have some passing interest in national security, but never really gets across the detail.
Well, he was exposed as very weak on national security last week, of course, because rather than condemning the lack of notice for live firing exercise in the Tasman Sea by the Chinese Navy, he was making excuses for them initially. If he's made a mistake here, I again would suggest we need to hear that directly from the Prime Minister, because otherwise what he's talking about could be seen as reckless and dangerous when it comes to Australia's interests.
Oh, no, I agree. I agree absolutely with you. I think the Prime Minister needs to clear this up, because the day before that he was saying that there'd be no troops and that Australia wouldn't commit to those resources, and then he flips the next day, and now, as I say, we've got the Defence Minister and his junior out there trying to clean up the Prime Minister's mess. It doesn't look good for our country, and frankly I think the Prime Minister should admit that he overreached, that he made a mistake, and he should apologise for it and move on.
All right, you have told us already how you've been getting ready to get through Cyclone Alfred. You're ready for an election campaign? It could be on for young and old as soon as Sunday.
We've been ready since last year, to be honest, so we've been refining our processes and going through all of our policies and the costings, and I think we've got an exciting plan for Australians. We want to get our country back on track, and no Australian can afford 3 more years of a Labor government, let alone a Labor minority government. So we're ready for it. I think calling it on Sunday would be a mistake, and I think the Prime Minister would regret doing so, because if, as we're advised, this cyclone does track across the coast, it is going to be causing a lot of damage. There will be a lot of flooding, and there'll be a lot of families and businesses who are really devastated. And at that time, I think it's really the occasion for the Prime Minister to be governing, not campaigning. And I hope the Prime Minister, he's got until the 17th of May. There's no reason to bring it on early, but we'll see what he does.
Well, thoughts of Australians are all with people in the danger zone. Thanks so much for joining us, Peter Dutton. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Chris. Take care, mate. Thank you.